triumph in the trap.
This is for the dollar.
Do you believe in miracles?
Hey, I play chess, but only in 4D. I'm by myself, but they think I'm 4D. When they see me online, they think they know me. Go ahead, like and subscribe, you gotta show me. I applied pressure and they tried to reject it. Clearly ain't see I was a diamond, so they didn't accept it. Told me I was a failure, so I said F it. Might even start my own school and teach them a lesson. Yeah, I'ma call it South Harmon. Fly down south and get the South poppin'. One day I'ma give you a walkthrough and introduce you to this walk tool. I know you lost, that's just dynasty talk. Cause you can't start no franchise without no dynasty chart. I took a break from the game, they throw my dynasty stop. Till I came back like Wembanyama, I feel like Coach Pop. I can't say that I'm the GOAT, cause you ain't gonna agree. But if I own my own farm, I can make the GOAT. Me, the ladies love the beard and they used to love the goatee. That's when I was a lamb, burning music on CDs. I wasn't born in 88, December 87, that was 16 days away. Might fly to Dallas, why not? I just got paid today. When I land this dirt statue, I came to fade away. Check the timeline for the stories and the play-by-play. My life a Patreon link, you gotta pay to play. I work 16 hours, boy, that's an 8 and 8. X Factor like Dez Bryant, my boy 88. Why dream light when you living like a heavyweight? This ain't a 1 week thing, we grind like every day. They know my destination, Devi, like I hang with Ray. If they ain't know my name, I bet they know my name today. Treat this mic like a ATM, let's make a trade today. Drop this on Fizzle Friday, cause that's my favorite day. And I'm gonna do it my way, cause that's my favorite way. They tried to put me on the shelf like I'm layaway. Told me it ain't no way, so I made a way. Welcome to South Harmon, I'm glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, I'm glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, I'm glad you here today. Hit that Patreon link if you here to stay, Treat this mic like an ATM, let's make a trade today.
Ooh, look at this fancy ass shit. What is up, everybody? Friday night. This might be a first for us doing something on Friday.
I'm pretty sure it is.
AMA. We might have had one AMA.
Did we do an AMA on a Friday?
Maybe
it's possible, yeah.
Maybe. We haven't done a whole of a lot of shit on Friday nights. Usually we're getting drunk.
We haven't normally done that. Chill Will's here. Let's fucking go. We got Dynasty Alex.
Adam,
Dr. B. Harris, too.
I was out here watching 2024 RB1 Braylon Allen just absolutely nuking Purdue.
Going bananas. Well, I mean, it's Purdue, right? But
I
Purdue. do love Braylon Allen. So, yeah, it is Friday. We're bringing you content. I'll put it like this, right? I'm trying to get stuff out here basically every day. We're going to have it basically, not only is it going to be out every day, but we're going to try to bring in multiple pieces as we get going here. But the problem is, with that being said, Mike, kind of racking up the bills. And you'd think it's the opposite, but it was brought to my attention by, South Harmon, people running the books. That's Mike, if you don't know, that the hologram's really, really causing some issues. All the power we're using on it is just... It's unsustainable because I leave it on when we're done, right? And so, Mike, the good news is I got it turned off for right now, and that's the good news. The bad news is, in order to have it turned on, I decided to hire an assistant. So,
you got one?
Yeah, I wanted to introduce everybody and yourself, Mike, to Canton.
Hello, my name is Canton. I am here to make sure Adam turns off the lights, and am happy to assist him on other things if I can. However, I will not take any orders from McNutted.
What the fuck?
That makes sense, Canton. I wouldn't take any orders from McNutted either. So,
Can't know who pays the bills?
Well, I don't think she knows who runs the books, and frankly, I don't think she seems to care too much. We'll see when the first paycheck comes,
The fucking lights are off, buddy.
Well, Canton, would you mind turning the lights on for us?
South Harmon hologram, power on.
Oh. You just gotta ask.
Yeah,
you just gotta ask nicely.
But I don't know that she'll do it for you. Anyway, everybody here, man, the holograms are sleeping. So If you didn't catch the AMA on Wednesday, honestly, Mike, that might have been not just one of the most fun, if not the most fun AMA ever. It was just off the rails. It was a blast.
Thursday was not fun, but Wednesday was a great time.
Thursday wasn't fun. Even a little bit of the day was a little bit, hazy, getting out of the funk. But it's all right. It's what happens. There was some crazy stuff going on. We ended up having some custom holograms. I had to talk to Kent about getting some things made up. So I don't know if it's done or not, but we're gonna test it out. So one of the things that was the runner-up as far as holograms go, we wanted to see if we could get Rip, the video footage we had of Rip at the expo, on a hologram. So Canton, were we able to get that made up? Can you show us the video footage of Rip?
At your service, Adam. Here is the requested video of Rip. It is back from the expo. This is going to take a whole lot of power. Bear with me a moment.
I'm so scared.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that took a lot of power. That poor table.
Oh shit, Mike.
Oh, that poor table, buddy.
I don't know how that happened, but was he? Does he? Here's the question, not just for me, but for everybody watching who's not familiar with this. Is he trying to go Bill's Mafia and break this table, or is he running into the table?
I have no idea. I think he got caught in no man's land.
I think it was a little bit of an undecided.
I think he wanted to dive onto the table and catch the pass, and then fuck the whole thing up, and then he didn't know what else to do. And then he found out it was a plastic table. It wasn't a wooden one that's going to snap in half. So,
that just reminds me a lot of these Bill's Mafia videos where you see them trying to break a table and it either doesn't break and they get hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
If you go back and rewatch that later, you can see that he's got a cig in the mouth too. So it's just fantastic stuff.
We should have known, Adam, because that happened on one of the earlier nights, and it was all downhill for Rip from there on out. He tried to snap your ankle later on.
Almost. I had the Saquon Barkley thing for a day, unfortunately. So now let's get to the grand finale, if we can. So Kenton, can you bring up any of the photos or videos, anything we have from Cody being asleep?
Anything your heart desires, Adam. Only 2 pictures exist of Cody whilst sleeping. However, you can catch Cody sleeping in that Rip video if you look ever so closely. Anywho, here are those 2 requested holograms of, as the shitheads say, sleeping Cody.
He's still he looked like that for about 48 hours.
This is him in one of the positions that he was sleeping in. This was on one of the couches. I forget where was this at.
My room.
Was it your room?
Of course.
Okay.
Always. Yeah. He always passed out on my couch in my room.
All right. So there's one. Canton, do we have any other ones?
Cody was nearly drowning in fatigue at South Harmon Institute of Technology. Luckily for all of us, he fell asleep before such a tragic event. Whether in his bed, the auditorium, the kitchen, or in the men's lavatory, Cody proved to be the most versatile and resilient sleeper the human race has ever witnessed.
Facts. It was a good dinner that first night. Very good dinner. Put him right to bed. I'm pretty sure T-Rock laced it.
There he is, man, drowning in fatigue. The poor kid.
Poor guy.
Well, the good news is he got some sleep at least during our trip. So,
look at him.
That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Seeing Rip doing well, Cody doing well, everybody's doing well. So, we're gonna bring to you here this Friday, event schedule change, whatever you want to call it. The idea of this is to kind of give you, we do the Sunday recaps, but this is kind of things we're looking for as far as players, and stuff for fantasy we're looking for in the games. Maybe even just some real NFL stuff. But Mike, let's what do you want to get into here first? I'll tell you what. I made up a hologram before the game versus the Steelers on Monday, and this is going to be like a shout out to Nick Chubb, even though he ended up getting hurt. The fact that I made the hologram, I almost feel like I may have been a part of what took place. Yeah,
you did it. This is all your fault.
Presence detected. He's got that dog in him.
No, you did do it to him.
I think I did, man. So
You did it to him. It's all your fault.
I think he still has the dog in him. I think he can come back recovered, but it was tough. It was tough to see him go out like that, man. Tough to see him go out like that.
You should have known too. Like, we jinxed everybody on our YouTube banner last year, and here you are doing it again.
Unfortunately, it was to the one person. If I was going to jinx someone this year, it couldn't have been him. So.
Oh yeah, Tyler. I got all kinds of horseradish vodka left. We're good. We're good. I had a few glasses. We switched over. Now we're just we're finishing the night off with a little lemon. You got to have your dessert. But that horseradish vodka is actually pretty good, Adam.
I'm not going to lie. That sounds absolutely awful.
It does sound awful. I saw it in the store today, and I was like, why not? Why not?
Wyatt wants to know, start Breece or JSN PPR?
Breece.
I'm starting Breece here as well. I mean, Lockett's had great start to his season, and I haven't seen Breece. I shouldn't say Breece. I have not seen JSN do enough early for me to say I'm starting him over Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall, coming off that week where he just talked a little junk to the coaches, only got 4 touches. I think they get him the ball plenty this week.
Yep, I'm with you.
All right, so Elijah Moore, Mike. Let's talk about the Browns and Titans game. We're going to get into a bunch of other games as well, but
the secondary can be had, man. If it doesn't go well for Deshaun Watson this week, throwing to Elijah Moore and Amari Cooper and David Njoku, oh boy, yeah, not gonna be good. This Titans secondary is dog shit. So come on, let's get our shit together.
I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. I think this is. If Watson doesn't play well, like Mike just said, I'm very concerned at this point because you're at home. I mean, you had rough starts, but the running game might not be there as much as we thought. But, I mean, Jerome Ford looked fine. They just signed, Kareem Hunt, who's familiar. I think he looked like he lost a step last year, but we'll see how he ends up being. I think he's going to be someone to help out in the he's not going to be like the feature back anymore, but someone to help out with the offense. And I think this goes with all the pass-catching weapons in Cleveland, too. For Njoku to look good and for Amari Cooper, who, by the way, did look actually pretty good on Monday nights. These guys, for them to look good, it needs Watson to play well. The offense needs to take a step forward.
And let's hope so, too. I mean, without Nick Chubb, maybe they go a little bit more pass-heavy, too. And like I said, this Titans secondary, if you're going to beat them, that's probably the way to do it, is through the air. So hopefully Stefanski knows us, got something nice drawn up, and we see a big game from Watson and these Cleveland pass catchers all around. Even though Amari Cooper just kind of steady Eddie, even with a groin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're telling you on Sunday he's probably not going to play. Then he goes out and plays, so I'm thinking it was going to be a limited workload, and it wasn't at all. It was.
He looked awesome.
Yeah, awesome. He looked great. So I'm firing up Amari Cooper everywhere. All right, let's get to the Titans, Mike. Is there anything that you're looking for in particular on the Titans? Obviously, Derrick Henry, I think we expect the workload to be pretty steady, but anything in particular for them too?
There is, I've heard a little bit of murmurs about some injury concern with Henry. So,
yeah.
I mean, we'll kind of have to keep monitoring on that one. But if Derrick Henry's playing, he's in your fucking lineup. You don't ever take him out. Even though this Cleveland defense is ridiculously good, especially against the run. So, a little bit concerning, but it's Derrick Henry. You don't ever doubt the king. If he's in, you play him. If he's out, Adam, does it open up a little bit of a intrigue for like we get word, maybe Saturday night
Tajay?
like we do? A little Tajay?
What are you thinking? Are you confidently playing Tajay if Derrick Henry doesn't play?
I think I would confidently play Tajay Spears if Derrick Henry's out. I think I'd fire him up.
I think I would too. But given that I don't have a couple studs in front of him, I feel confident putting him in my lineup as well.
Yeah.
All right, Christian Watson or Kirk is, I think, the question here.
Is Watson even playing?
I saw that it looked like he was trending towards playing, but I didn't see that he's cleared. Let's see.
I'd still start Christian Kirk either way. If you told me right now Christian Watson's playing,
Watson's questionable. I think I'm playing Kirk as well.
I'll just stay on the safe side. Hamstrings are a fickle beast, man.
What about then Treylon Burks then, Mike?
Please. We've seen a couple good things, right? Down the field shots. He does look explosive. I did see there's some injury concerns long-term at least about that knee, but I'm feeling good about Treylon. It just kind of sucks that he's playing the Browns. Right? Denzel Ward, Newsome. That secondary is really good. I mean, what part of their defense isn't good? Good D-line, good linebackers, great secondary.
Mm-hmm.
could be a rough day for the Titans all around. Like, I will confidently start Tajay Spears if Derrick Henry's out, just because I think they'll probably end up trailing. And he's
volume.
He's going to have the volume. The rest of them are all kind of sketchy plays. Like, it's going to be tough to sit D-Hop or a Treylon Burks if you're relying on them. But if you got options that are similar, please just go the other way. Like, I'd just avoid the Browns defense entirely.
I'm with you. Let's go ahead and move over to the Jets and the Patriots here, Mike.
Our doctor says Henry was a full participant. 0 injury designation. So, mute point. Let's go.
Wide receiver 1 for the New England Patriots here, Kendrick Bourne. What are your thoughts?
Ish.
What's that?
Wide receiver 1-ish.
There you go. Wide receiver 1-ish.
1-ish.
So we got, he's got 10 targets in the first 2 games apiece, 9 and 11, averaging out to 10. The Patriots have been trailing though, right? Versus Philly and versus Miami. They're playing the Jets this week, so I don't think that New England wants to throw the ball as much as they have been the first 2 games. But I'm just curious, what are your thoughts here on like Kendrick Bourne and the passing offense for New England, Mac Jones?
Best ball great. I probably wouldn't start him in a single fucking lineup unless you were ridiculously desperate. Hard pass.
All right. Well, then I think that brings up a good time to talk about
Scanning.
Juju Smith-Schuster, right?
Mike,
Stud.
get off of Juju's jock. It's embarrassing. No. He blows.
Fuck you, Canton. You're fired.
Canton, man. Come on, we're on a live. Jeez. It's not necessary at all. I'm with her, though. I think she brings up a very good point. Anyway, Mac Jones. These are all. I think the entire offense, Mike, really is more built for best ball right now, other than maybe Ramondre Stevenson, right? Not that you wouldn't play one of these in a lineup if you had to, but you can't feel great about it.
I think you can make a case though for Mac. I mean, he's played
quarterback too, possibly. Sure.
Yeah, he's played a couple really good defenses so far and showed it out, even when they trail. Right, hasn't been careless with the ball, been highly efficient, more like rookie year Mac, like what we saw. So.
That's true.
All those people who hated Mac Jones at the start of the season, you can eat shit. So I think you can play Mac Jones as like a QB2.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. He wouldn't be my safest choice, but I'm with you. Like, if there are worse quarterback twos you could be playing this year than Mac. I do think part of why he's looked so good is his stats have looked as good as they're trailing a lot. I'm kind of curious if we get over to the Jets here, Mike. Like, what's your thoughts on this game and the game script? Do you think this one might be where Hoodie kind of tries to take the air out of the football a little bit?
I think he might. That Jets defense is actually, we just talked about how good Cleveland's. The Jets have a really good defense too.
Very, very good.
So it could be a rough game for Ramondre, even if Hoodie wants to take the air out of the football, right? Like, I think if they're going to win, though, it's going to be Mac Jones in the passing game, whether it's Devontae Parker or Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry might be the one that they end up going to. Just if there's a weakness with the Jets, it's probably the linebacker play. So Hunter Henry could probably have a smash spot here for old Double H.
Yes, he could. Hunter Henry.
Hunter Hurst Henley.
I mean, Hunter Henry is like a top 3 or 5 option in A-Warp. Yeah. What about your guy here, man? Throwing bombs, banging moms. What are you thinking?
You start Zach Wilson anywhere against the fucking Patriots ever?
Yes, in best ball only if he ever makes my lineup. That's it.
There you go. That's it. Next.
I mean, this whole offense, like, I don't even know if I feel very good about starting Garrett Wilson, if I'm being honest. Man.
No, I'll start Breece Hall, and that's probably the only one I start with confidence.
I mean, I would start Garrett Wilson on certain teams, but
right.
I'm just letting you know there would be situations where I will sit him, I guess is the way to put it. Breece Hall is an auto start for me, unless you're just loaded at running back, personally. Yep. All right, Packers Saints, Mike. Jordan Love, is this the week where he comes back to reality, or does this touchdown rate continue?
Back to reality, like the old Eminem song. Snap back to reality. All right. Whoops, there goes Jordan Love. Is that what he said? Something like that.
I mean, it's,
Welcome back to Earth, Jordan.
Does Christian Watson play this week?
Don't know.
Would you play if he ends up playing? Where does he slate for you?
Wide receiver 3-ish.
Fringe starter, depending on who you have.
Fringe starter. You want him in there because he's explosive, but like I said, until I actually see like a full game back without any hamstring tweaks or anything like that, where he plays 4 snaps and then doesn't see the field the rest of the game, you don't have a whole lot of confidence.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I think if in a perfect world, I would like to see it first before I have to start him, but that's going to be subject to your team, I think.
Yep.
And then Aaron Jones also questionable still, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I will say, man, if Aaron Jones misses again, do you play A.J. Dillon, or are you just kind of thinking this is just I don't want to at all, like in any capacity?
I mean, you could play A.J. Dillon if you're on like one of these teams that's more built like any RB on a 53. You know what I mean? So if you got some
the A-Warp.
Right. You got some Jerome Fords, like these kind of dudes that you're also considering.
Mm-hmm.
A.J. Dillon probably has the best bet out of all of them to like fall into the end zone for 6 points, which is half the battle with some of these running backs. So like there's a scenario where you still play A.J. Dillon, but he's probably outside like the top 20, 23 running backs for me. Like he barely might be an RB2. Like,
gosh, that's so hard. That's so hard to think about.
I give you a lot of options. I'd much rather play than A.J. Dillon.
That's I mean, it's not that you're wrong. It's just as you're talking through this, it makes you feel really bad about your shares of A.J. Dillon, man.
Yep.
I don't really think there's a whole lot more to cover in this game. I do want to get briefly to the side of the ball, the New Orleans Saints. So, Shaheed, man, has been kind of like a little steady Eddie-ish. I mean, what's your thoughts on Shaheed?
He's not too bad, but worse than Christian Watson for me.
Oh, for sure. Now, but I mean, best ball, you love it. Lineup, you better be starting 13 or something.
He might be a flex consideration at best.
I think that's fair. That's fair. You don't want to play him as a wide receiver too or something, so I don't think there's any debate there. So then let's get to Michael Thomas. Is he someone you're firing up everywhere? Yeah,
I'll fire Michael Thomas up. Right, enjoy it while it lasts. Just keep your fingers crossed if you're an MT owner.
We need, speaking of Dr. B. Harris up here with Lockett and Flowers, we need some health, man.
Dude, how about this this old school Michael Thomas usage now? It's not quite like, the heyday.
The olden days, yeah.
Right. He might have lost a step or two, but still runs some slants with the best of them. And we just need a slant into the end zone for a touchdown. Let's get back to that.
Let me get all those slants. Derek Carr slants, man.
Yeah, fuck. Derek Carr, man. solid QB2. Everywhere.
All right. Here's a question for you. Christian Watson, Lockett, Flowers, or Pittman. Pick 2 of these.
If I had to rank them for this week, it's Pittman, Lockett, Flowers, Christian Watson.
I'm with you. I think Watson for me is an easy sit. Lockett, Flowers, Pittman's kind of tough. I'm playing Lockett, honestly. Like, it's going to sound crazy, but I think I'm playing Lockett, and I'm choosing between Flowers and Pittman. I wouldn't hate if you put Flowers in, but I think I'd probably lean Pittman there. So I'm going to take Pittman and Lockett.
Don't take this the wrong way, too, but with no A-Rich, like, Pittman's auto, like, must start for me.
With Minshew in there? Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, little different style of play. Okay.
Yeah, the rushing aspect's pretty much out the window, and he's just going to lock in on Michael Pittman. So let's go.
Someone says, Chill Will says, "What are we thinking about Javonte Williams? Is he worth keeping?" Is this a keeper league question? I mean, it kind of depends, but I don't know. He's looked solid, but he's not doing much to make me think like, holy shit, this guy's worth keeping in a keeper league. I don't know how many you're keeping or whatever, but.
I'd probably I'm holding on to Javonte, right? We knew he was coming back from an injury. It was going to be rough to start with, right?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think anybody expected him to be getting as much of the workload as he's been getting this early. So if he starts to feel better and gets a little bit more healthy and, kind of gets his legs under him, in this offense, the way Russ is playing and Sean Payton's got him going, fuck yeah. I think Javonte might actually be a buy for me right now, Adam.
Really?
It wouldn't be a bad one. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, cheap enough.
I was told by a lot of fucking people, right? Samaje Perine, Samaje fucking Perine. Samaje Perine's the god-awful dog shit. And you're seeing that Javonte on one fucking knee is out here getting all the touches. Samaje ain't doing shit, so...
True.
And this is early in the season when we knew that Javonte wasn't going to do a whole lot. We didn't expect it, and he's doing far more than what I expected Javonte to do. So
the touches are.
Why are we mad about that?
Yeah, the workload he's getting, the volume is pretty like I would say encouraging. However, what he's doing so far is not the greatest, but he looks fine. I think there's better days ahead. To your point, I think he's maybe a sneaky buy if you get him as a tier down type option, or you're getting him put into a trade. I think right now is a decent time to acquire him.
They had 23 rush attempts last game. Had him. 6 of them went from Russell Wilson. 2 of them came on Marvin Mims. The other 2 running backs in the offense got 1 each.
Right. It was all Williams. Right.
Right.
Samaje Perine is I think he's kind of what you and I more thought he was just like a backup. Like a backup running back.
A spellback who can play third down sometimes.
All right, Fizzle's been waiting, man. So let's go ahead and let's get to the Cowboys and the Cardinals. I don't think we have much to talk about with the Cardinals, but you firing CD up? I mean, like not only firing him up, it's is there a better situation this week? Like I think wide receiver 1's in the cards. In the cards.
Well, I mean, Justin Jefferson always in the conversation for wide receiver 1, but
of course, I think like he's in the discussion for the wide receiver 1 overall.
Out of like wide receiver 1 overall, yeah, it's CeeDee Lamb definitely gets this Cardinals defense pretty easily, especially even more so because Joey B, probably not playing Monday night, so kind of unless you really feel good about Jake Browning, your Jamar Chase shares. Sorry.
Well, you'll see a lot more of these quick get in the ball, behind the line of scrimmage type passes, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think though, you had a little bit of concern after week 2. I think this is a show me something, Dak. Show me something offense.
Please.
Let's see what this offense really has, because we expected CD to be a god, right? But I want to see this offense really click. Like it hasn't quite done that the first 2 weeks.
It's going to be hard. I really want CD to blow up, but it's going to be relying on whether the Cardinals offense can stay competitive enough and competent enough against this Dallas defense that Dallas doesn't just go back into their mold and run Tony Pollard way too fucking much. And then by the third quarter, you're seeing a shit ton of Rico Dottle, right? So, like, I know you look at the Cardinals and you go, man, this is a great time to fire up CD, or this is a great time to fire up Dak. Like, let's go. But there's also a scenario where this game gets out of fucking hand real early, and it's just kind of a shitty fantasy game from the Cowboys. So,
yeah,
you're still starting to see CD Lamb with confidence, and I do think like he does have that ability with this matchup to be wide receiver 1 overall. Same thing for Tony Pollard. Like he definitely has the ability to be RB1 overall. Dak has the ability to be QB1 overall with this matchup. But there's also a realistic scenario that this gets out of fucking hand real quick. Michael Parsons goes back there and kills Joshua Dobbs a few times.
Remember last week that Joshua Dobbs running into the end zone, trucking somebody? We might not see a lot more of those, especially this week. Forget that. No, I'm with you. I mean, I think it's a good option for them, but there's no guarantee that these guys all have field days.
And for your IDP fans out there, me included. Gallup? Oh, no. Michael Parsons week, baby. Let's go.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say, don't talk Michael Gallup, but it's not. It's not the thing.
Pass.
Okay. Let's talk about then, coming off of a blow-up week, is Kyren Williams going to continue? Yay or nay? You buying this versus the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think so, too.
Yeah.
I mean, until his usage is changing, I don't really even care who they're playing. I think so. I think also, like, this game without Burrow, like, it gives this ugly possibility where Kyron's just getting a bunch of work, too.
Because the Rams are leading the game.
That's the crazy part.
I know.
Who would have thought, Mike, week 3, we're talking about possibly the Rams leading the game versus the Bengals, man.
I know.
Stop this. Speaking of which, then let's get over to most polarizing, asset probably in Dynasty currently, Puka. What kind of usage, what kind of, game are we expecting out of Puka here?
I'm gonna say 13 targets.
All right.
He's gonna have 8 catches for 110 yards and a tutty.
Mike, let's
go.
If that's the case, I like our trade. Price of the brick went up, man. Price of the brick went up. If he has another good game, which this is setting up for him to have another good game, wow. All right, other side of the ball, T. Higgins coming off of a blow-up. What kind of shit are we expecting for, this offense now?
Probably not good. Out of these 2 receivers between him and Chase, if there's going to be one that I would I would say is usable in fantasy to a good extent and gets the fantasy points is going to be Jamar Chase. As much as I love T. Higgins, but like you touched on earlier, Adam, you can see a lot of manufactured touches, short passes behind the line, just trying to get the ball out quickly to Jamar Chase and let him hopefully do something after the catch. So
I think I'm 100% with you on that. I think this is where they get Jamar Chase a bunch of work, man.
I think T would be a decent one to think about sitting this week.
If you have other options, yeah.
If you had a Christian Kirk, a Tyler Lockett, like you were going back and forth between starting T. Higgins or one of those type wide receivers, you go with those guys.
Holy shit. Puka says, Fizzle says Puka's going to outscore Chase and Higgins combined. Possible.
That's a bold take right there. Let's go, Fizz.
It's not crazy. It sounds crazy, but it really isn't.
Dude, and just think about it too. Like, I'm not wish casting this, but every Monday night game so far, we've had something horrible happen. For like going back to last season. Remember the last one last year was DeMar Hamlin on the field.
Right.
What do we have? Aaron Rodgers the first week. Nick Chubb this past week.
All right, let's stop talking about it. Damn, that's bad news, man.
Hey,
you're not wrong, by the way.
My fucking Eagles play on Monday night, all right? So, just saying.
Well, that's the game I was going to get to. Let's get to next Monday night game. Let's just talk about this, man. Rachaad White, come off a great week, right? But you're playing Philly now. I think this is where sometimes a guy like him, you got to be really careful about the matchup. And this is one that I think you're not looking at a great situation for Rachaad White. So if you have other running backs this week, I think this is possibly one to consider fading.
So he's had a horrible game and a good game, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is a sit for me. Like, I'm good. Pass.
Well, I want to make sure people realize, like, this is a very tough defense for running backs to go against, and like he can catch the ball, like, but I just don't think that I'm liking.
It's so crazy too, right? So he plays the Bears defense. Not a lot of D in Chicago.
Oh no!
But think about week 1, right? He struggled hard against the Vikings defense.
Yeah,
DeAndre Swift just went out, last week and gave him 178 whenever they wanted it. Right? Rachaad White's a tough one to judge, man. But I think until I see some consistency out of it, especially against these plus matchups or these negative matchups for his sake, I'm good. Good. Pass.
Yeah.
He'll probably get some passing work because these Bucs are going to be down big. So, he might save the day. But listen, yeah. I will definitely play Rachaad White above A.J. Dillon. How about that?
Okay. Well, definitely is strong.
Definitely. No question there.
I'm not even sure I would put definitely, but I'm with you. I'd play him ahead. It's not by a lot, though. I'm worried about Rachaad White this week. Everybody else, I think, on this offense is similar. Like, I'm playing Evans. I'm not going to overthink this.
Nope.
They're going to be trailing. I'm going to play Godwin, too, I think, Mike, honestly. Like, I'm not confidently playing him, but if I don't have better options, I'm not going to think twice about it just because I think there's better days ahead for him, too. Baker's been looking decent enough. I don't mind Cade Otton as a tight end streaming option as well, too. Like the A-Warp. Yeah. Like, against this, if there's one part of, like, Philly's defense where I still have question marks, is definitely pass coverage on tight ends. So, not the worst option to play Cade. Albert has a question. Jordan Addison or Nico Collins in full PPR?
Ooh, man, it just feels like we're heading towards like a massive blow up game from Jordan Addison one of these times.
I'm Jordan Addison this week, man. I'm playing him. Not that Nico's bad, but I think he had a great week last week. I think there's a slight regression for him coming this week. Not that he's a bad option, but I'm going to take Addison here.
Yeah, I'm going to go Nico. I'm going to split here. I don't think we get the Jordan Addison game just quite yet.
All right.
It's coming, though.
I get you. So then let's talk about on the other side of the ball. Dynasty Alex, I don't know if you're here, buddy, but holy shit, man.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I feel like we said this before, but to sleep on the talent of Swift is a bad thing. You should never have slept on the talent. He's had injury history, and he's had problems like being on the field and staying on the field even when he's healthy. So,
yeah.
If he's going to get this type of work, now, Mike, let me ask you, going into this game, what we saw last week. Do you expect this type of usage? What are we thinking here?
I don't think you're going to get the same type of usage at all. And I know it's the Bucs, and it's not the Bucs of a couple years ago, but that defense is still solid enough.
It's above average,
still above average. So
especially against the run.
I think a lot more back to earth for DeAndre Swift this week. Like a lot more.
So I mean, are you expecting somewhere in between the two, or are you expecting more of week one?
I think if you can get like 80, 90 yards total and the possibility of a touchdown, like I think that's kind of where you're.
Well, that's a pretty good week though.
Decent, right?
Right.
But people are going to fire him up like he's getting 28 touches, for
like he's just God.
78
Okay.
yards again. Yeah,
I get you.
Not happening. They're firing him up like a surefire RB1 this week, and I think he's probably more in that like 15 to 18, 19 range, somewhere in there. Feels about right.
Let me ask you this. The whole thing on the sideline last week with Jalen Hurts and with A.J. Brown, I mean, are you concerned at all about like just that in any capacity, or you think it's a good thing?
I think it's a good thing.
Right.
I want A.J. Brown to be fiery, and I want him to fucking get on Jalen Hurts when he's open and Hurts ain't giving him the football, or this new offense coordinator when he's not designed and play specifically to get A.J. Brown like the ball. That's one of your best playmakers. Get him the fucking football, right?
I actually think A.J. Brown's an auto start. He basically always is, but I think A.J. Brown's in, and they're going to be looking this game to get him the ball early and often. I really believe that.
Do you remember what happened last year when they didn't get DeVonta Smith the football in the first game? What happened to him? They got it to him
very much in game 2, yeah.
I do think it's a bounce back for A.J. Brown.
I think A.J. Brown bounces back strongly. I think that I'm still playing the Slim Reaper, but I just expect this to be an A.J. Brown game personally. So,
right.
All right.
At least the passing offense is consolidated in targets too. Like the passing game hasn't looked good for Philly, but as a whole in totality. But the ball's going to A.J. Brown, Goddard, and DeVonta Smith, and really nobody else. No Quez Watkins, no fucking Olamide Zaccheaus, no second string tight end. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Those guys are bust.
Fizz hits it on the head. Marlon says agree with Fizz. I think they're going to force feed A.J. Brown. So
I think he gets at least 10 targets this week.
I'm 100% with you. They don't want this man over there salty anymore either.
Right. And because it's not the Vikings and they can't hand the ball off to DeAndre Swift 28 times.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot more passing attempts.
Yeah, I can't disagree at all. All right, Mike. Seahawks Panthers, not really a super exciting game, but what do you expect out of the Panthers offense? Miles Sanders, former Philadelphia Eagle.
Nothing.
I'm with you.
I mean, Andy Dalton is Andy Dalton. Now he's, Andy Dalton with Adam Thielen. That's, not Chris Olave like he did okay with, or Juwan Johnson like he had last year, or Alvin Kamara. It's Andy Dalton with less talent. So, R.I.P. to Panther skill players.
Yeah. I mean, what's exactly the story with Bryce Young for those who maybe aren't aware?
It's ankle, yep. And he could be missing multiple weeks.
Sounds like 2 from what I'm gathering at least, right?
Yep.
So.
Yep. All the people taking the victory laps because he's small. Like, come on, man.
His Nick ankle, Chubb I don't think has anything to do with him being 5'8",
No. Nick Chubb wasn't small. J.K. Dobbins ain't small. Like, injuries happen. Welcome to the National Football League. So,
I saw a couple of questions about JSN now in the chat. I like the asset, and I saw you. If you haven't seen it, you'll see it tomorrow. Mike gets a trade in for JSN tomorrow, but I don't really know about starting him, man. I hate to say that, but
Adam, when we talked about the Cowboys, do you want to fire up passing weapons for the Seahawks against the Andy Dalton-led Carolina Panthers offense? Like, this is going to get ugly. Like, I want to play the shit out of Kenneth Walker.
I was going to say,
you're going to play Lockett and you're going to play DK, but you get down to these third options. You get down to having to pick one of these fucking tight ends, even though Will Dissly's probably not playing. So now it's only down to 2 tight ends. But I'm sure they'll call some shitter up from the practice squad we've never heard of, and they'll get 50% of the snaps at tight end because Pete Carroll's an asshole. But I'll play Kenneth Walker. I don't want to play JSN. Like, I'm good.
Yep. Kenneth Walker, I think, is this is a smash potential week for him.
Yep.
I was actually going to ask you this then, though. Because of this possible game script, Like, are you Sharps has started off
Little
really
Sharps?
bad, but like, is this a week
Yeah.
maybe to sneakily put him in a flex spot if you needed to? And like, let's say
Yeah,
a point per
if you
carry
had
league
to.
or a no PPR league, something like that.
If you had to, there's a few guys out there this week. We touched on the Saints a little bit, right? But I'm pretty intrigued to play Kendre Miller, like in the same kind of thing this week. So
Good call.
I think you could play some. I think you could play some Sharps this week, game script wise. Finally goes off.
We've got a couple questions about Waddle. I'm going to go ahead and find where the Miami game is and get to that too. Is he going to play this week?
Don't know. This is finicky stuff, right? It always is. These concussion too. Like, I don't know. I don't know. These fucking injuries and concussions are hard to judge, right?
Yeah.
There's some that teams give you clarity immediately. Concussions are hard though because if he wakes up tomorrow and he can't see straight or
Look at that
doesn't
Waddle,
feel
man.
the best. That's pretty good. It's not bad. I like that. All I know is if Jalen Waddle's out, holy Santa Claus shit, Tyreek Hill to the moon. And
Yeah.
sneakily, a little Braxton Berrios action for you, boys.
You called it, man. Best ball, little Braxton Berrios is actually looking
let's
kind of
go.
like. I'll take that.
Ooh,
that
tight
chance
end
on him.
streamer, Durham Smythe too. That would be what I'd go if Waddle was out.
Let me ask you this then: if Waddle does not play, does that concern you at all for Tua?
Nope,
Okay.
not at all. Because Tyreek Hill's still playing, right?
Yes, he is definitely
Okay.
still playing.
All right.
But Skippy, to answer your question, I don't think you can really know about this until Sunday. So ask us again on the.
See what the
start
old
sit.
see what the old Twitter has to say about Waddle.
Pulling up
What we're
X?
talking. Yeah,
Yeah,
little
Tyreek
X.
Hill. I mean, we don't even really need to talk about him. I will say this though, Mike.
So
Raheem,
the last
Raheem
one I got-
Mostert, man, is having a hell of a game last week. Go ahead. with
Starting
your-
him. From Cameron Wolf from 2 hours ago. Jalen Waddle returned to practice, and I believe he has a real chance to play on Sunday.
Okay.
So
Look at that, man. Breaking stuff out here.
there you go. Like it.
T-Rock says Andy Dalton over Bryce. Wow. T-Rock, that's the type of stuff that,
Well, do you remember last year when T-Rock told me Mitch Trubisky over Kenny Pickett? And then, he
I do.
had to pay up on that bet.
Yeah, it happens. It's
Not-
at least T-Rock pays his bets,
He does. He's a Lannister.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for getting that Game of Thrones.
I got
Thank
you.
All right. Let's get over to the Vikings and Chargers, Mike. I think this is going to be an exciting game. Let me ask you this because it's such a short
Please.
week of his trade coming over. Like, do we expect Akers to do anything?
No, I don't think he's going to do anything. I think O'Connell said as much today, too.
Yeah. Well, I just want to make sure people don't.
No.
This week, I'm not really looking to fire him up. Now, going into next week, we could have a totally different conversation. But they just traded for him. What was it? Wednesday? I mean, by the time he cleared the, they got to do the physical and all that, he hasn't practiced at all. Like it's
Best case scenario for all of us. He doesn't do anything. Doesn't, maybe gets 1 carry, 2 carries, something like that, right?
right.
Alexander Madison, goes off for 100 yards, maybe gets in the end zone twice,
Now we're talking.
and then I get to sell his ass. Like, please, let's make this happen.
You know what's
I
great?
want this to finally
You know what's been great, Mike, is I got all these people trying to send me Alexander Madison when I already have Akers. Like,
No.
I didn't want him before. All right, get out of here.
Well, thank you.
Speaking of the Vikings, Jordan Addison, Mike. I personally, I'm playing him everywhere. I think there's a big week coming for him. This has just been, Mike. I'm telling you, this reminds me so much of Ridley's first year in Atlanta. Like this offense just throws a lot. He's going to be the beneficiary, I think, of a lot of deep targets, and his volume's been good enough for me to where I feel like there's a massive week coming here.
Do we get what the game totals are for this game? Because like
I'm sure we do, but this has got to be one of the highest over-unders of the week, no?
54.
Oh, come on, Mike. You're playing Staley and the Chargers. Like we know there's going to be a ton of possessions in this game.
Yeah, it isn't even relatively close. I mean, Broncos Dolphins also has a high over/under because it's the Dolphins, and
Sure.
Russ has been cooking.
Russ-
Hey, like
hey,
we can
see?
say that. Look at that. Russ has
Look
been
at that,
cooking.
Back in the kitchen.
But that over/under is only at 48. The Chargers Vikings is a full tutty over that one. So yeah, I guess I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm gonna say it's still a week away from what you really want.
Okay.
KJ Osborne's been solid as fuck this season.
You know who's been solid as hell? Jordan Addison.
KJ Osborne.
No. The answer is, listen, if you don't think that you can start Jordan Addison versus the Chargers, I mean, come on. Come on, man. Give me Jordan Addison.
Fire up all your KJ Osborne.
Now, I don't actually have one made up because he's got to show me something, Mike. For Quentin Johnson, there's people saying they think Quentin Johnson's week is this week.
This is the week. This is the week. We made the Puka trade. We made the QJ trades. We made them happen. All right.
This is another Mike Will week, man. Mike Will made it.
That guy.
Mike Will made it.
God awful.
I mean, let me ask you about this, and I think people do want to know about this. Is there concern now with Ekeler? Gonna miss another week?
Yeah, I wouldn't have too much. If there's anybody out there who's a fucking gamer, tossing Ekeler, and if he can't go, he can't go. So let him get healthy and come back. Adam, everybody rushed out last week and got Joshua Kelly, and he didn't do fuck all.
Remember how'd that work out?
This is the week it paid off.
Oh no!
This is the week it pays off. This is the week. Joshua Kelly.
Josh Kelly is terrible, man.
Yeah, well, DeAndre Swift just carved this shitty ass defense up
fair.
for 178, and I even saw Boston Scott look good. I saw like 2 runs from Rashad Penny where he looked good.
Hold on,
fucking fire up.
Let me just tell you what I think Staley's going to be doing, and that is a whole lot of pass attempts from this guy right here, buddy. That's what they do weekly, okay? So. Especially with no Ekeler. They just throw it. That's what they do.
QJ's coming. I like what Trip Crown says too. QJ 5 for 475. That's a little low for me. I was gonna go 5 for 499.
Jeez.
4 touchdowns because one of those he gets caught at the 1.
Holy shit! Listen to this guy. Look at this dude. All right, Mike. Let's get to the Houston Texans game, which is with the Jaguars. Well, yes, we do. Because your boy Nico is right here, man. Got the hologram made up for him. You playing him?
Nico.
Or are you letting him sit?
I'm playing Nico until he tells me to not play him. Kind of like Puka, man.
All right. You're believing it until you don't.
The hot streak he's on, I'm playing him until he tells me no.
So then, CJ Stroud. Do we keep this up?
You fire his ass up too till he tells you not to. Now, I'm going to tell you, probably in the first half, for most of these games for the rest of the year, you're going to be like, fuck, what'd I do? But just wait. Garbage time is coming, boys and girls. Garbage time is on its way. You'll be completely fine. Second half, he's got it. Now, he's not going to get it on the scoreboard, as far as getting a W, but fantasy points, baby.
Ooh. Joshua Jones says Tank is the play this week for DFS. I'm assuming he's hella cheap after last week's usage, but is he actually going to get any work? Mike, this guy literally did not get a touch.
I know.
I want you to look at him, and you tell him, "Hey, I got no." I know he didn't. He was not efficient at all in week 1, but no touches was crazy in week 2.
Do you want to chase that?
Not really, particularly. I guess the only thing is the point I guess is that if the Jags can beat up on the Texans and get in a positive game script, maybe you actually get Tank the ball.
That's fair. And maybe it was just a 1 week like Dougie being Dougie, being like, listen, right?
Motherfucker, you gotta play better to play here.
You caused an interception. I think he also had a fumble and like a missed block.
Correct. Right? The missed block was bad.
Right, so if you're going to do all this shit this week, you ain't
here. I'm going to show you where you can sit. It's right here, okay?
Stand here, fuckface.
I want you to see how this looks. Yeah.
Here's a picture of your career real soon if you don't get your shit together. So, hey, maybe that ain't the worst call ever out there from Joshua. Tank.
All right. So let's talk about then, Mike. I mean, the rest of this offense is pretty easy. Starting basically everyone else for me. I'm starting Christian Kirk. I'm starting Trevor Lawrence. I'm starting Calvin Ridley. Like, what do we need to know?
Fire him up.
Evan Ingram. We're firing these guys all up, man. It's just
Zay Jones possibly as a deep flex.
I'm literally firing up every Jag this week. All of them.
Fire him up.
Every single one. Like, if I had them all, I'd play them, the whole team in my lineup. Just here.
I like it.
I guess there's a lot of gross games this week, man. Like Commanders, Bills. Ugh.
Blowout cities.
Josh Allen coming off of a bad week, had a great week last week. I think this week I'm just playing him. Who's ever not playing Josh Allen?
You got to have some stones on you to bench Josh Allen.
This ain't the week to do it, honestly, either, in my opinion. The Commanders blow, kind of. I'm playing the Bills all the same way, I think, Mike. Are you playing Gabe Davis this week, your boy?
Yeah, I'm firing Gabe. Gonna fire Gabe up.
I can't believe Mike loves him some Gabe Davis now.
Hey, man, I've come around. Once the price got reasonable, and it wasn't.
Oh, Zay Jones is out, by the way.
Oh, he's not playing.
Crown's saying that's what Trip Crown's saying. Can we confirm that? Because if that's the case, I think that's even better news for Calvin Ridley and for Christian Kirk.
That is one of the ones that I have not seen. Oh, he is.
Okay, so he's out. That's
as of today.
Official. There you go. Boom.
Do we finally get to see a little Parker Washington in some real games?
You might see some snaps. I don't know if we'll see any of them, but I think he might be out there.
I need it. My 40-man best ball rosters.
Mike, I'll be honest. Actually, can I say this? If he doesn't get if he gets no run this week, I'm just gonna cut the last couple shares I have.
Who the fuck else do they have on that team that they could fire up? Like, I don't even know their besides Jamal Agnew.
I was gonna say Agnew is okay.
He's more of a kick returner gadget dude, but do they got another? I couldn't name another fucking wide receiver on that team outside of those guys.
Your boy James Cook.
Fuck you, fire him up.
I don't think there's until proven otherwise. I think I'm almost gonna just auto start him on the teams I have.
RB1, baby. Not one overall. RB1.
I hear you. I still am gonna pause on that, but I get you. He's playing very, very well. All right, let's get into now, Mike. You were talking about we already talked a little bit about the Dolphins, but Russell Wilson, man, having a very good start to his season campaign.
He's cooking.
Are you expecting him to have a great week this week again?
Yeah, second highest total over/under. So Vegas is also expecting a shootout from this game, which is a good bet if you're playing the Dolphins, because you got to keep up with that track meet. Whether Waddle's in there or not, the rest of it's a track meet. So, yeah, I expect Russ to also have a good game.
I'm with you.
And they're 0-2. Like, you don't think Sean Payton been in that ass a little bit?
Oh, come on. Yes, you know.
They've literally lost 2 games this year by a combined score of 3 points. Now, they got fucked last week. That was a blown call at the end of the game while we were going live on the recap show. Like, that was some horse shit, but amazing Hail Mary to get him in position. And then the 2-point conversion was horse shit. But I think they're gonna give a hell of a game this week. Even though I think the Dolphins are the better team, and I would expect the Dolphins to win. But this could be the shootout. Like, we're all expecting the Chargers and the Vikings, right?
This could be a shootout too.
This could be the one that's 70 total points on the board by the end of the game.
Chill Will says Mims, and I just want to. It's another good game to play him, but I just want to make sure people know the volume is not really consistent at all here. So I'm cautious with my Marvin Mims playing. Honestly,
it's
best
like
ball still for me.
It's like Jordan Addison with even less volume somehow.
It's like half of Jordan Addison's volume, if that. That's being nice, I think. Honestly.
Like Diet Addison.
Like, he caught two huge bombs, but he got 3 or 4 targets total. So
2.
He only got 2 targets. Okay,
there
targets. You go. Well,
targets.
so both of his targets he took to the crib. So
it's like old school Deshaun Jackson shit right there.
Just be very careful. Is I guess the best way to say it. Mike, let's get into the next game here. Let's see, where is this at? I want to talk about the Falcons and the Lions real quick.
Why?
Well, I mean, because your boy Sammy Ballgame. What do you mean, why?
Stud.
He's auto starting for you still?
He's a tight end 1. What more do you want? You just put him in.
I just want to make sure people understand the bar of tight end 1 in the NFL doesn't make you anything special.
Name all the tight ends you start over Sam LaPorta right now.
Okay, Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Mark Andrews.
Yep.
I'm going to play still George Kittle ahead of him, although he's already played this week.
You don't count. He already played. TJ Hawkinson,
check. I think there's probably let me pull up the matchups for this week.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So,
what's up?
All right, let's see. Let me give you. I want to give you the. I'm playing Kincaid over him this week. I think.
The fuck out of here!
Why?
Now you're just being disrespectful.
No, I'm not. I play Kincaid over LaPorta. LaPorta's consistent, but I play Kincaid over him. I think.
This fucking guy.
There's not going to be a lot though after that. I'm going to play Goddard over him. I think still.
I'll give you maybe a Goddard. I'm not giving you Kincaid. You ain't getting off with that one.
I'll play Njoku over him too.
The fuck.
That'll be it though. That's it. That's literally the names right there.
Fuck out of here.
I'm not playing Everett over him. I'm not playing. Would you play Ingram over him?
No.
Okay. Really?
No.
You used to love some Evan Ingram. You're getting kind of.
I do still love Evan Ingram. I'm telling you how good Sam LaPorta.
That still puts him at like the 8th tight end, even for me. So
he's tight end 4 for this week. Let's go.
Jiminy Christmas. Get this guy. You know what? I'll tell you what, man. Canton.
I thought you were some kind of royalty. A king.
I am. Sam LaPorta is a king.
Canton clearly not buying it.
It's happening.
Canton, you fit in here pretty well. Appreciate you. Jahmyr
Fine.
Gibbs. You playing Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to play Jahmyr Gibbs.
Is the DeMont thing concerning to you? Or are you just thinking Gibbs is finally going to get work this week?
I would hope he gets more work, with no David Montgomery. Please.
I mean, does he get a bunch of work, though? Like, what happens this week is what I think people are wanting to know.
He's going to have to, right?
Okay. It's been really concerning, though, the first 2 weeks. No, he's gotten, not much.
And your options are Craig Reynolds.
Don't you test your boy, man. He will do it. I've seen enough of Craig Reynolds last year.
So, Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's go.
Firing him up. All right, fair enough. Bijan Robinson, auto start. I mean, Tyler Algier, though, is it still consideration to play him, or do you think the workload's going to start getting more and more to Bijan?
I think Tyler Algier is still going to be a
flex
RB2,
option?
yeah, like a flex RB2 consideration.
I'm with you.
Adam, I would rather play Tyler Algier than A.J. Dillon. So
you know what? That's actually a good call. I would too.
My dunking on A.J. Dillon continues. I'll play Algier before I'll play A.J. Dillon.
Yeah. Benjamin Paul says LaPorta over Goddard. Wow.
Smart man.
No, thank you. Pass.
No.
What about Kyle Pitts?
You said Dalton Kincaid, for fuck's sake.
Absolutely. Kyle Pitts.
No.
Not over LaPorta. I'm asking about Kyle Pitts.
I mean, if you... He's a tight end. He's a starting tight end.
Stop it.
Dude, if I told you at the end of the week Durham Smythe outscores Kyle Pitts, nobody's going to be fucking shocked. So that's the sad state of where we are.
Where are you ranking in tight end wise? Is he like tight end 20?
I don't know. 15.
God. It makes everything.
Well, let me really, just go down. Gross. I'll go through it. I'm playing Njoku over him. I'm playing LaPorta over him. I'm playing... I would play Gerald Everett over him. I would definitely play Hawkinson. I'm playing Hunter Henry over him. I'm playing Kincaid over him. I'm playing Dalton Schultz over him. I'm Evan Ingram. Mark Andrews, of course. Hayden Hurst. Cole Kmet. Travis Kelce. Jake Ferguson. Yep. Zach Ertz. Pat Freiermuth.
Yuck.
Dallas Goedert, obviously. Cade Otton, for sure. Tyler Higbee, yes. And maybe Irv Smith. So there's 6 teams that I named there where I'm I wouldn't play their tight end over Kyle Pitts right now.
Okay.
That's how fucking bad it is. We're just talking on a weekly basis, Adam. It's not good, right? No, you're hoping for a blow-up game at some point, but what are you chasing? What metrics are you looking at where you go, I feel comfortable playing Kyle Pitts? Because it ain't fucking snap percentage, it ain't fucking targets, it ain't actual fantasy points, it ain't touchdown upside. It's what?
I don't know.
You're playing the odds that Arthur Smith, misses the game. And somebody else gets
He's
to
not
control.
missing the game. I got bad news for you.
Okay.
He'll be out there just fine. So let's talk about then, Mike. Let's talk about the Chiefs and the Bears before we get out of here. DJ Moore and especially Justin Fields, Mike. Justin Fields did a little talking, saying, kind of throw the coaches under the bus. I mean, do you expect him to go out and kind of tear it up, start running the ball, like just kind of playing completely loose and free?
I expect a monster game from Justin Fields and DJ Moore.
Okay. I was going to say, I think there's a reason to really play Fields this week.
And they still lose by 3 touchdowns.
That's 100% possible.
3
touchdowns might be a little extreme, but definitely I think they get crushed. I get you.
It's the Bears' defense.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Holy Santa Claus shit.
I think Kelce gets unleashed this week, man. I think this is a week to absolutely just
It's when he reminds
trust
you
it.
who the number 1 tight end is.
Well, he was just telling Taylor Swift he's seen her in Arrowhead, and it's time to come see me in Arrowhead, right?
He's good. Yeah, he's good to go.
Patty Mahomes, easy fire up. I do want to say I think that everyone else in KC, Mike, in a lineup league, I could pass on.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice, I could pass. Maybe Pacheco, maybe. And I don't even know if I want to do that, honestly, man.
I think he's also banged up, too.
Yeah. Is he going to play?
Let me pull that one up, too. Go to my sources. And by sources, I mean the internet. By the internet, I mean X.
Oh, I love this. Justin Fields RB1 this week.
That's harsh.
Is it necessarily wrong?
Might be QB1. Then y'all kiss my ass. How about that?
But we're talking about Pacheco, I think, but maybe not. Mike's sources are all over the place here.
He's still questionable, though. That's the best I got.
All right. Well, is it worth starting Sky Moore?
No.
I mean, I would just say in a best ball league, if you have Sky Moore, fine. In a lineup league, I don't want to ever start him.
If you want to start Sky Moore, just send me the address. I'll come over and I'll kick you in the balls. So, it would just save
Here you go, Mike.
time.
You're breaking my damn heart, man. I agree. It's for no other reason than it's just Mike. He's just talking shit. I think he's upset, man. Why is he upset?
I like how all these Purdy truthers came back out of the woodworks. They were awfully quiet last week for some reason, Adam. I don't know why. They were awfully quiet in the first half when he's throwing ducks out there that should have got picked.
I'm not gonna say I'm shocked. So
all it took was Debo and George Kittle breaking 75 tackles, and now the Purdy truthers are back out of the woodworks.
Huh.
It's weird.
I guess you can do that though when you're playing in the Frisco offense. It's that good. McCaffrey's going to score a touchdown every week. You see, if you put like $100 on McCaffrey to score a touchdown the last 12 weeks, you're at you just kept rolling the money over. You're at $70,000 or some shit.
That's not bad. This is a good bet right there.
Not too bad. Anytime touchdown every single week.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got though as far as the holograms and the games this week. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them before we get out of here. In particular, we're going to do start sit. Everything's still standard on Sunday, but kind of wanted to talk about things we expect, things we are looking for in the games. And Mike, I was just going to ask you before we get out of here too, while I let people queue up some questions if they have them. Are there anything in particular we didn't talk about so far that you're saying this is something I really got my pulse on this week?
Mine is definitely Kendrick Miller. Probably the one I'm most excited to watch. Right?
Okay.
No Jamal Williams. Tony Jones is. I thought I saw somebody put in here. Tony Jones is a trap. Yeah, I kind of get on that. I picked him up in some best ball leagues at him. You just throw some darts at him. But once I got word that Kendrick was going to play this week, I was like, oh yeah, this is the one I want to see. I want to see no Jamal Williams. I want to see the Kendrick Miller show and see if he can actually be that compliment to Alvin Kamara when he comes back next week. Reminder, Alvin Kamara comes back next week.
Next week, yeah.
So I want to see what Kendrick's got. Right. I love the talent coming out. Now, the injury to start to his career has not been very very appealing. So
yeah, true. But
he's got the opportunity, especially. No Jamal. Tony Jones is god awful. So hopefully we get to see a lot of Kendrick Miller. That's probably one guy too that I'm not gonna say like I'm confidently firing him up, everywhere I have him at him, but he's gonna be making a few spot starts for me over some other options.
Mike, I have a team that I have to already have such running back attrition between Akers basically not playing, and he's not probably gonna play much this week. Saquon, Chubb. I had a team that got gaped at running back. So Kendrick Miller is like my RB1 this week on that team. Any running back on a 53, it's probably Kendrick Miller, and then I got to figure out who my running back 2 is.
My deep dive one that you hated, though, I think this is the Josh Kelly week.
Okay.
Doesn't it just feel like that? Nobody played him week 1. He goes off. Austin Eckler's out week 2. Everybody, biggest waiver wire pickup. Everybody's firing him up everywhere. Doesn't do fuck all. Right? Now you got that sour taste in his mouth sitting on people's benches. Isn't that how fantasy football goes?
Yeah, it is.
He's going to be sitting on benches all over the place, and he's going to go off. He's going to go for like 150 and 2 touchdowns. People go, son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Knew I should have started him.
I mean, this is not going to be a hot take, but my play of the week, Mike, is I'll put it up here for you. Puka Nacua.
This hot take. Hot take alert. Woo! Well, you're getting spicy on that one.
Especially after getting a couple more shares from this week, I'm pretty excited about.
That horseradish vodka was a lot more spicy than that take.
Trust me, when you see the week he's going to have, Mike, let me give you a hot take. He is the best week he's had of his career, including targets.
Oh, okay.
Up the ante.
Up the ante. So he's going over 20 targets.
Mm-hmm. Who's going to get him? Kyron? Okay, I'll give you that one.
Eric likes to give us shit all the time, especially for that Cam Akers one. But do you remember him trying to peddle that Van Jefferson bullshit week 1?
Yikes. Mike,
Pepperidge Farm remembers Eric.
I'll tell you this much. Van Jefferson's as dead gets. Like, you know how you kill like a spider or some little insect and you're like not sure if it's dead? This thing is fucking run over, man. At least dead.
With our Cam Akers take, he got traded to another team. Van Jefferson's still dead on his own team. Not going anywhere.
All right. I had to complain. Let's see here. I had a guy complain to the commission that I'm starting Willis at quarterback. My only other quarterback is Kyler. I'm tanking and Willis is active on game day. Am I the only eggplant?
No. What else are you going to do? Gives a fuck.
What are you supposed to do? I don't think there's any starting quarterbacks out there on the wire. You can't force you to trade for one. Like
that's the best way to tank. You just trade the shit off of your team. I don't got a quarterback to start. What do you want me to do?
The one thing I will say, though, is if you had a different one and you played Willis, I'm coming for your throat.
Then you're a dickhead, right?
Yeah, then I'm coming for your throat as the commissioner. Now, if you were playing your best lineup and you don't have another freaking person, but you have an active quarterback out there, what are you going to do? Nah.
Tough shit.
What are we doing with the Eagles' backfield, John says. I think I'm playing Swift, and I know that I just don't expect the workload that you got last week. And you should never expect that for Swift, honestly.
You shouldn't expect it. I'm going to play Swift. I still think he's the most talented guy there, but I'm not going to be shocked if they go back to this Kenneth Gainwell bullshit. Okay? Let me just say that.
No, nobody really is, right? I mean,
like, I'm hoping they saw after last week, they go, DeAndre Swift is the guy. We know he's the most talented. We're going
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why, though? I wouldn't be surprised, to your point, but why I would be a little surprised is, like, how do you tell the locker room, hey, like, right. Yeah, it's the Kenny Gainwell show.
After what he just did, and we're going back to Kenneth fucking Gainwell.
It's the, like, you can't do that to a group of winning players, man. I just don't think, you know?
I like to. Like, you hear the announcers, you hear all these fucking people talk about how good Kenneth Gainwell was for him in the playoffs.
Watch out.
I was like,
there was a lot of people peddling this, like, Kenneth Gainwell, Aaron Jones propaganda this offseason. Watch out, man. Watch out.
He had one good game against the fucking Giants in the playoffs.
Now this is something to watch, though. Guys is saying Gainwell still might get 10 touches. I think this is more likely the scenario. Like, let's say Swift gets 13, Gainwell gets 10, and now it's just like, do you want to start either of them? That is something I think it could happen to the point that he's making here. Like, they might still give Gainwell enough touches to make it annoying.
Just
That's
give them
pretty
all-
Sirianni, right? That's very Nick Sirianni, by the way.
Just every touch that they gave Boston Scott last game, just give those to Kenneth Gainwell, and that's it. How about that? Can we just do that, please?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. How we doing, gents? Caleb, we're doing really well. I would say this. Make sure, enjoy tomorrow. Make sure you're tapping in. We have Start Sit in the morning, and then we have NFL Sunday recap for Week 3 on Sundays. Mike's been, I'm getting buzzed over here, left and right. Turn this thing off. It's time to go. Running the bill way too high again. So, Kenton, appreciate you being here this week and helping us run everything. So
Kenton's never allowed back.
Let's do it, man.
South Harmon Hologram. Power off.
Appreciate it, Kenton. Appreciate everybody being here. We will see you actually next Friday, same time, same place. Let's go a little, preparation, pregame for Week 4. But make sure you're checking in with us before the games and after the games on Sunday.
We got some music to get out of here.
Of course, buddy. Of course,
There we
buddy.
go. See, all I had to do. See, I'm much better than Canton. Canton didn't bring any fucking music before she left.
Listen,
So.
Kenton only does things that I request, as you can see there, right?
It's horseshit.
I know, but
That's all I got. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Surprised we got 50 some people on a Friday night. A bunch of degenerates just like us.
Listen, man, it's the Friday Night Lights, literally. The Friday Night Lights.
Right. Yeah, I don't actually play football anymore.
I do. Fantasy League.
I thought about fighting some football players today.
Did you?
I was pretty close, right?
Did you
there's
actually?
there were some high school kids who just decided they were going to cut in line. And luckily, I was texting on Discord and not really paying attention. But I looked up and there was 2 high school boys in football jerseys standing in front of me, and they weren't there before. They gone with their friends, and I'm like, "You're lucky I'm in a good mood, and I just found horseradish vodka. Otherwise, boy, I might be beating some fucking teenager's ass."
Well, the good news is we have horseradish vodka, which saved Mike from a assault charge. So.
I can see your driver's license. You over the age of 18?
Bam. We love you guys. We'll see you back here. Same time, same place next week. We're out of this thing. Peace.
Peace.